We're going to be setting up an Edublog. I'm going to start by going to my tiny URL that leads me to Arcan Learns and go to blogging. When I come down the screen, I'll click on the link in Make Your Own Edublog. This screen gives some help on signing up for a blog. I'm going to go to the Edublogs homepage. And we are only given the opportunity to choose our username and blog name once, so you have to make sure that you're happy with what you're using in this test for what you're working on with the integration specialist. So I'm going to make my username Ann Oro Arcan and put in my password and sign up for free. I am an educator, and I'm going to use my Gmail account for my email. Type in my verification, agree to terms, and continue to create a blog. Now the blog name is going to be annoroarcan.edublogs.org unless I choose something else. And sample for video is going to be my blog title. I'm going to register and create the blog. Okay, these blogs are created in WordPress, so it could be a little bit more complicated than something like Kid Blogs, but it is still free. So now I'm going to sign in with my username and password. And I'm taken to the WordPress site. Now, if you've never seen WordPress before, this is a whole lot of new information, but we'll give you a quick little tour. If I come here to my sites, it's going to have the name of the blog, sample for video, and I'm going to go visit that site. This is what the site looks like to the world as of this moment. Now there's a few things that I might want to change. First of all, they give you a sample blog post and a sample comment. So if I want to get rid of those, I can go again to my site, sample for video, and go to the dashboard. Once I'm at the dashboard, I can go to posts. That's considered a post in the center of the page. Take a look at all the posts. And I can click on that and give a bulk action of moving it to trash, or I can move my mouse down here and just click trash. Now when I go back to my site, sample for video, and visit the site, you'll see there's no results found because I have no posts. Pages go across the top, so we've got our home page and our sample page. Again, I don't want this particular sample page here, so I can go back to my site, sample for video, go to the dashboard, and that's a page. So I'm going to go to all pages, and the one I get rid of is the sample page. I can do that bulk action again, or just click on trash. When I go visit my site again, it's a lot more empty. In this theme, these pictures change automatically every time. We can choose a different theme if we'd like. Also on the side here are some optional entries, recent comments, archives, categories, different site links, and an additional widget page, so we can take a look at how to fix those up. I want to get rid of these recent comments though, so I'm going to go again back to my site, to the dashboard, and on the left side is comments, so I'll give that a click, and it says no comments found, so I guess it didn't do a nice job of removing the comments when I removed that sample. And so I guess it hasn't caught up. I probably should have deleted the comment first and then deleted the post. Hopefully when I start getting comments though, that'll get itself straightened out. Now when I'm ready to create my first post, I'm going to go to my dashboard, or I can click on New Post, And our first post is supposed to be about my thoughts on blogging. So I'm going to title it My Thoughts on Blogging. And in this area here, I type my content. Now that I've typed in my information, I can highlight items and make them look a little bit more visually pleasing. I can find information that I'd like to add as links, and I can add images. I've highlighted the words thoughts about the video and reading, and I'd like some more options, so I can click this symbol here. And this is not going to be a paragraph, it's going to be a heading level 2, a little bit smaller writing. And everything turned the same color. So I'm going to undo that. And the reason is because I didn't press return. And so my formatting carried through to the next paragraph. There we go. Thoughts about video and reading. And I'll do the same thing here with implications. That's going to be another heading. And degree of incorporation into practice. I'm going to highlight that. And again, make it a heading 2. And challenge. Heading 2. Next, I'd like to add a link. I had some words here. I was talking about a teacher blog I used to have, and it says here's the main teacher page. So I've opened that teacher page up in a separate tab. I'm highlighting and copying the website address. I'm going over here to where it says main teacher page, and I'm going to click on this option to insert a link. We want to make sure that's highlighted, the HTTP, so it doesn't come out twice, or I could just delete that and paste it back in and add link. That's how we add a link to a page. And finally, to add an image, I've gone to Flickr and I looked for images that are with commercial use and modification allowed. And I found this Art of Blogging image. I can click the download button and decide what size I want this image to be. And I need to be able to give credits for this image. So if I go up to the top of Flickr, I can delete everything up until the number, and that will be the link that I'm going to copy. Back in my post, I'm going to go up to the top where I want the image. I'm going to say Add Media. I'm going to select Files. It's going to be in my Download folder. And on the side here, I can decide how I want that included. And I want that included in the center. And we'll see how that looks size-wise. And that's not a bad size. Down at the bottom, I'm going to come here and I'm going to say Image Citation. And I will say The Art of Blogging on Flickr. Give a link to the picture by copying the website address and pasting it into the link area. And just say that this is Creative Commons. And we've just got attribution and MKH marketing. Now, the last thing we want to do is categorize our post. So I'm going to categorize this under blogging. I want to leave uncategorized uncheckmarked. I can save this as a draft and it will be in my All Posts folder if I have to stop and come back again. It's always good to preview the post, take a look at what it's going to look like when people see it, read it, go back and make any edits. You want to put your best foot forward when you are putting something out there on the internet. And I'm going to close this preview window. When I'm ready to publish it, I click that publish button, and now anytime that somebody goes to my actual site, I'm going to go to my site, sample for video, visit site. That's going to be what they see. And my recent post is thoughts on blogging. Unfortunately, I still have that recent comment there. Now, this little button is where people can click to leave comments, or where you'll see comments that people have left for you. Widgets are little extras that you can add in there, and one of the widgets that I enjoy adding is a cluster map. And so if you want to investigate cluster maps, what it does is it shows who and where and how many hits you have in your map, and we can talk about that a little bit later on. If you'd like to put a little something different here in the widgets, you can go to your dashboard and down in appearance, widgets. Right now that 3-column widget just has those temporary words on the side. What I can do is I can put maybe a calendar of my posts in here and save that. And now when I look at my site, on the right hand side here I have a little calendar, and there's a blue mark because I put a blog post out on this date, and it was called My Thoughts on Blogging. One last thought is on privacy. If I go to my sites and go to the dashboard, down below we have our settings. I'm going to give that a click, and we want discussion settings. We can say that we want to be notified with any blogs linking to this blog. We can allow notifications from other blogs, allow people to post comments on new articles. I would always say comment author must fill out the name and email, and you could make users be registered to log in and comment, but since we're trying different options, I wouldn't suggest that. Automatically close comments and articles older than a certain number of days can be useful, because if you end up with a lot of blog posts, sometimes you end up with strangers spamming the comments, and so if somebody hasn't commented in 2 weeks, you can close the comments. And email me whenever anybody posts a comment, or if a comment is held for moderation. You possibly want the comments to be approved manually, and that is pretty helpful. As far as reading goes, you might want to discourage search engines from indexing this site. That way somebody would have to know the link to your blog in order to get at it. And there are some other more restrictive options that you can set up. So I'm going to save those changes. The last thing you might want to do under appearance is give a little customization. And instead of, if you click site title and tagline, instead of it saying just another Edublogs site, you can change that on to something else. So tech integration specialist test, and save and publish it. Once you're ready to share your blog post with me, you can click on the title of the blog. It's going to give you the full website address, and you can copy that and eventually paste it in the rCanLearn site under Log Your Progress. So this would be the blogging unit, and that would be the website address of the blog post.